Good to hear. Right. I'm gonna just go off camera for just a quick moment here, and then I'll be right back with you. All right. Hey, ATC. So, how are you doing tonight, man? How are you doing tonight? How's your day going? I'm okay. Laugh out loud. Hmm. Yeah, I've got. Obviously, we're gonna just be talking for a couple minutes here. Wait to see who else might show up. Um, yeah. So I know. I know Sunday. For your information, because I did a little research on it a little earlier. Um, this Sunday, apparently, up there near neck of the woods, in Burlington, Ontario, they're having the Burlington Toy Con um, happening. Just in case you're wanting to know. And I got to go off screen for a moment. Sorry about this. Yeah, sorry. One more time. Let's see. I know, but it's a bit of a dream. Yeah, well, I think I just tell you about it. I was like looking up some con information earlier, so I didn't cover anything with that yesterday. Um, and since I saw that saw it, I figured I'd let you know. I'd at least make sure you had the information, and you can make the choice for yourself if you want to go or not. Of course, the distancing and mask requirements are in effect. Um, so But then also, from what I understand, I think the registration's closed now, so I don't know, and I don't know if they take any like walk ups per se, with everything going on with COVID. Oh wow, we really picked up some people fast. Got a couple. We now have four people in here already. How's everybody else doing tonight? Hey, we have four people in here. Myself, ADC, and then we have maybe a couple lurkers, maybe. How are you guys doing tonight? Hmm. They live streamed. They live streamed there last year. Okay, so even if you can't go in person, you can at least check it out online. Then, huh? That sounds cool. And with what you were saying with some of your health concerns, you probably don't have to worry about taking that risk. And if you watch it on stream, so yeah. Dave Marks is here. Howdy do. I'm going. I'm gonna purpose purposefully lag by about a minute to see if that helps with the stream consistency. Okay. Hey, Dave. Yeah. So, Dave, how did your day go today? How loud they jump? How about how they jump me back to live time, Evan YouTube? Hey, action! Oh wow, we got 6 people in here now. Wow, things are picking up fast. So how is everybody tonight? We're really picking up the pace in terms of getting people in here. And of course, as always, I appreciate it if you guys could like and share the stream. See if we can get some more people in here. Maybe we can get like double digits in here tonight for all we know. On Hump Day here. Excuse me a moment. uh, hmm. Anyways, there we go. I'm back now. Let's see now. I shared your stream on my Twitter. Thank you, ATC. Yeah, the more the merrier, right? Uh, say 7:34. We got some people in here tonight. Yeah. Well, now that we got a few people in here now, got on our usual compliment here. I guess I'll get started a little early. Um. Oh, I watched that clip. I watched that Cleopatra Queen of Sex. It was terrible. Yeah. Well, Dave, I think I kind of mentioned it too. That one of the things I had read about it was that it critically. Thank you for reminding me about that too. It was critically panned. You know, so it was considered a bit of a flop. Um. So what made it so terrible, Dave? You wanna share? Want to share with everybody what made that Cleopatra movie terrible? I guess it looks like we just lost a couple people. Oh well, hopefully they come back. It's hard to describe. Everything was so weird. Now you said you watched it. You watched it sub, right? You watched it. Did you watch it sub, or was it? What did you watch it dubbed? All right. All right. Well, let's see what you had to say there. I looked over at the YouTube channel and they were saying an error was occurring, so had to like had to kind of like reboot that page apparently. Um, and so let's get back over here now to StreamYard base. It opened with live action footage, but the people's faces were covered by animated characters. And it could hardly be called anime even by the standards of the time. Hmm. It may have been an anime in name only since it was produced in Japan. It was animated by Japanese animators, therefore it's anime. It was like a really bad version of the old movie Wizards. There was only a subtitle. Cleopatra broke a guy's finger with her vagina. Oh god. Caesar's skin was blue. Uh, no wonder it got panned. No wonder it got panned. It sounds like they really didn't put a lot of effort into the production value. A leopard kept trying to molest Cleopatra. Yeah. Okay. So Dave, if you watch the movie, so yeah, I'm aware of that, and you should probably understand why. Um, I don't necessarily want to spoil it for anybody else who may be considering watching it, but um, let's say that the leopard is one of the actual protagonists, as it were. A dude built a gun in ancient Egypt, not a makeshift pistol, a modern gun. Yeah. Yeah, as I had read more of the description, Dave, I was aware of some of that stuff. Only watch that film while inebriated. Basically, based on your description on it, you would think that maybe the people who produced the film were probably on acid or something. Like that. Maybe they were on acid or they were dropping acid. Ah, yeah. I think for the most part, from everything I had read up on it and stuff like that, I think the only thing that most people would probably find appealing about the movie, if that, is maybe some of the fan service involved. I mean, I saw on the Wikipedia page for it when I was looking at it, the promo picture seemed pretty good. A little risque. Yeah, she was still clothed, but she was very scantily clothed in the promo picture. Um, all right, so I guess that Dave, you would probably give it no stars, right? You'd give that film no stars, correct? Hmm. Oh, I guess Dave, you've said everything you want on the movie. I take it. Uh, all right. Well, thanks for the report, Dave, on that movie. I think we all have a better idea now of why it tanked, why it flopped. Um, so then I guess we'll move on then. Um, I'm gonna rate it like Jeremy Jones, alcohol required. Okay, I guess enough said there. Okay, so with that out of the way, then thank again, Dave. Thank you for the report on that. That was cool to hear about that movie for the first few minutes here. You know, I'm taking it Dave would not recommend that watch anybody unless you're inebriated. So, with that being said, let me tell you what else is on tap for tonight. I did find a couple of stories to talk about. One, IDW Publishing is going to be coming out with a new Transformers story, a mini series, Transformers Escape miniseries. Um, Also, there was a release of a new anime called Requiem of the Rose King, which is Japanese adaptation of Richard III and Henry V, or Henry VI, or whatever. Um, so, with that, let me go ahead and look up the article, and then we'll get going on looking through the articles there. All right, there we go. Okay, so Transformers Escape miniseries announced. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into the article here. IDW Publishing announced their latest Transformers miniseries in Transformers Escape. Transformers Escape will be written by Brian Ruckley with artwork and illustrations by Bethany McGuire Smith. And I guess here is the cover art right there, and it says cover A 399. And I instantly recognize Wheeljack right there. I didn't know who the other guy was, but the miniseries will be 5 issues long and focus on a handful of fan favorite Autobots scrambling to save innocent bystanders from the war between Cybertronian factions. Specifically, the series will focus on Wheeljack, Hound, and Nautica. Um, these these three will work with a number of Cybertron's famous and infamous scientists to reactivate the ARC program in order to evacuate the planet and find a way for a number of unaligned civilians who have found themselves stuck in the crossfire between Autobots and Decepticons to escape the planet. Ruckley, Ruckley provided more details on what the series will detail. escapes a cocktail of what I love most about Transformers, with some of my favorite characters and a few surprise guest stars caught up in a pretty epic escalation. He added, um, "I've always thought it would be a pretty terrifying, bewildering experience for aliens, non-Cybertronians, to be caught between warring factions of big transforming robots. We're exploring the question: who are the most dangerous Cybertronians of all?" Well, mind you, we did kind of see that though back in the '80s and G1 and all that. So um, when humans got caught up between the factions when they came to Earth via the Ark. Um, see if anybody's got anything more. Well, nobody said much of anything. Looks like, hmm. Okay then. Continuing on then, as nobody's really said anything. Um, McGuire Smith made clear the series will focus on Wheeljack and Hound. She stated, "I'm excited to be working on this awesome chapter in the Transformers storyline. From the perspective of Hound and Wheeljack, we will see what matters most when so many lives are on the line, and whom they can really trust as multiple threats rise." Editor Dave Marriott um, also reinforced that the idea the series will showcase some new faces while also exploring the Transformers conflict from new perspectives. He stated, "From the launch in 2019, the Transformers universe that's unfolded in the ongoing series and in Transformers Galaxies has been about showing Cybertronians from exciting new perspectives." Marriott added, "That's why we're thrilled to have Brian Ruckley and Beth McGuire Smith reuniting to dig into the lives of faces both new and familiar as war breaks out and how they respond to the other inhabitants of Cybertron." Um, the first issue of the series is expected to arrive in December and will release monthly afterwards. IDW promises the first issue will feature multiple variant covers. Announced cover artists include Bethany McGuire Smith, Winston Chan, Sarah Peter DeRocher, and Alex Milne. Um, what do you make of this new Transformers miniseries? Do you plan on checking it out? Well, guys, that's a good question. Any of you in here interested in the Transformers comics that IDW publishes? Hmm. Not particularly. Hmm. Anybody else? Anybody else aside from Dave wanna comment on it or say anything about it? Don't mind the noise in the background there. That's just our family dog having to hear her barking. Uh, mm. Oh, not a whole lot of conversation going on tonight. Everybody kind of tired right now. Yeah, the fifth person came back in. Good. Mm. Wow, I'm actually a little surprised because I know ATC's lurking in here too. I think he usually has stuff to say as well. But I guess tonight, it just seems. I guess everybody's a little bit low energy tonight, huh? Not a whole lot of conversation going on. All right, then I guess I'll move on to the next story. Then I'm doing. Actually, I didn't even need to do that. Uh, wrong thing. Or anyways, so actually, well, let's look at the next. Okay, so here's the second headline of the night. Requiem of the Rose King, a gender bent twist to Shakespeare's Richard III to receive anime adaptation. That's an interesting title, wouldn't you guys say? Mm. Ah. Okay, so here we go then. Akira Publishing, the Japanese publisher of the popular manga Requiem of the Rose King, has announced that the Shakespeare based series will be receiving an anime adaptation. Look at look look at the art there. That's pretty interesting art. They really captured kind of a darker tone to it too. The news was announced in a special trailer released by Akira Publishing that showcases various scenes and characters from the manga. In celebration of this announcement, mangaka Ayakano um, published a new drawing of the series' main characters. I guess here's that drawing they're talking about. Look at the wild expression on the guy on the person with the white hair there. They look really excited. And then I guess the one here at the bottom left here, they look kind of sinister, in my opinion. Based on Shakespeare's Richard III and Henry VI, and described by the book's American publisher Viz Media as a gothic tinged drama that gives a new gender bent twist to Shakespeare's Richard III. Requiem of the Rose King follows the story of Richard III during the historical War of the Roses. In the series, Richard III is described as being intersex, with characters regularly describing his body with confusion as to his gender. Despite this, Richard III identifies as male. I know of another manga anime adaptation that did something very similar. Well, actually, what they did is they took a character that was considered transgendered and split them into basically two different people who magically merged into one and would alternate a la Rama one half, which of course that was Le Chevalier d'Eon. So um, as of writing, no further details surrounding the production of the Requiem of the Rose King anime have been announced. Are you excited for this adaptation? If you have never heard of this series, does it premise intrigue? Does its premise intrigue you? Let us know on social media or in comments down below. Well, does anybody have anything to say on that? What? Wow, we lost two more people. Oh, I guess people were tired tonight. Oh, I see. Yeah, and I know Crow is so some of them probably went to go see Crow stream. Hmm. Let's see. Why they always got a gender bend? Um, eh, maybe it'll be okay regardless. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to, and I see that Dave left. I'm gonna hop over to Crow Stream. Have a good night, Mike. All right. Well, Dave, thanks for dropping in. Um, I guess it'll be me and the lurkers here tonight. um, yeah. Well, I guess it's gonna depend upon how much they push agenda here. If I mean, because I know, as I said, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, for those of you who are still here, there was another anime they kind of did that with too. Le Chevalier d'Eon was actually based on a real life French knight by the name of D'Eon de Beaumont, who is basically a transgendered spy for France. They said that in his female disguise, he became real close friends with Queen Catherine of Russia during the Revolutionary period. Hey, anonymity is here. Hey, driving home. I'll be listening for a bit. Hey, anonymity. Yeah, you just missed the two main articles tonight. We talked about IDW publishing. Well, Dave also told us about Cleopatra. He went and watched it um, and panned it just like it was panned back in 1970. And then we talked about IDW publishing Transformers Escape, starting, which will be first released in September and December. And then right now I just finished reading the article about anime called Requiem for Rose King. Anyways, just give me a sec, guys. I gotta go off screen for a moment here. As always, guys, you can if you miss portions of the stream, I keep them up so you can go ahead and go back and look at them. Excuse me one more time. Sorry about this. Anyways, I'm back now. Yeah, so as I was saying, this isn't necessarily the first time they gender bent. I think everybody's heard of Rama One Half, where they kind of do it too with the character going back and forth based on whether or not it's hot or cold water. And then, of course, as I was just mentioning, Le Chevalier d'Eon. In that particular case, it was based on a real historical French knight named Deon de Beaumont. In the anime, though, what they did is they made it to where they were two separate people. You had Deon de Beaumont, and then you had his quote unquote sister, Leah. And when she was killed, she ended up going into his body and inhabiting his body. But, they would kind of go back and forth through the power of a sword. So, um, yeah. But I would say that it depends upon whether or not it's a case where they're trying to push an agenda. Um, they're also showing how they also indicated this is more of a gothic tinge, and I can see in the artwork there that yeah, there were a lot of their outfits were more goth-esque involved. So hmm. Yeah. So anybody have any questions or anything like that for me? Anything anybody want to ask? Um, in the middle of the week here. Anybody got anything to ask or want anything you guys want to know about? No. Mm. Yeah. All right. Well, a bit of an update on something I talked about last night. I mentioned I don't have anybody coming in on this Friday as a guest, but I'm working to try to get somebody for next Friday. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. When I get a confirmation, I'll let you guys know. Um, hopefully, I will have. Um, I was gonna definitely try to make sure I have somebody here for next Friday, if at all possible. With, of course, 6 days from now, a week from yesterday, Vic's appeals will be basically heard. Even though they said they're not doing any oral arguments, the court, that particular appeals court, hasn't heard oral arguments since February. They've just basically done everything on submission on our paperwork, basically. So, and I saw a bit of a stream clip that Nick put up where he talked to Ty a bit about that. Ty seems pretty confident, but we shouldn't get too excited. We shouldn't get too down. Shouldn't get too excited on that. Hopefully everything will work out in Vic's favor. So, but we'll talk more about that, of course, next week. Um, but anyways, yeah, it does seem like wow. We have people lurking in here. Usually we're a little more lively than this, but I guess I can understand being in the middle of the week. It's that hump day. Everybody's just trying to get over that hump. You know. Well, I'll tell you guys what I did today. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry, I gotta go screen again here. I spent a good part of the day myself looking up like some of the season, the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh's deck, Yugi, Kaiba, and all their decks, and played some Duel Links as well. Um, and then, of course, before I got started here, I looked up some stories and stuff like that, some information for tonight, some articles to take a look at. Um, hmm. Yeah, so last night, as part of my Adult Swim block, I checked out, I'm starting to watch Fist of the North Star. I know only 36 episodes were dubbed and shown here in the States. Um, I know they were shown on Encore Wham and Showtime Beyond. So that looks like that's going to be a. And the thing is, Fist of the North Star was from back in 1984. So interesting animation there. Hmm. Now let's see. Yeah, so things are starting to cool down a bit here in California. I know that much. We're now down more like in the high 80s, low 90s. Yeah, things are definitely cooling down overnight. So we're slowly but surely coming out of summer. Hmm. Ah. Oh, ATC. Let's see what you had to say. Fist of the North Star is a great anime. Yeah, only reason I didn't watch it up till now because you know when I watch something, I want to watch the whole thing, right? And since I'm a dubber, when I hear when I hear they cut anime short because they weren't maybe popular enough or whatever, or whatever reason, it kind of gets on my nerves a bit. You know, I want you know I wanted to watch Fist of the North. Fist of the North Star. I think, from what I understand, has a total of like 140 plus episodes. I know, like Case Closed, which is still going on in Japan. The dub stopped at 130, and that was a dub that Funimation was doing, and they still haven't gone back and continued on. So I mean, uh, That's pretty interesting. Okay. Yeah, I was also, for those of you who weren't here earlier, I was telling ATC earlier that this Sunday in Burlington, Ontario, they're having Burlington Toy Con. He's aware of it. He was telling me, I guess last year they live streamed it, which I guess is good for him. So if there are anybody who happens to be in or near Burlington, just know that they've got a Toy Con going on there this Sunday, the 20th. So if you're interested, you might want to go check it out. Or check out the live stream if you want to do that as well. Um, yeah. YouTube app keeps putting me about 30 seconds behind. Yeah, I mean, I know that there was talk about that. Burlington. No, not Burlington, Kentucky. Anonymity. Burlington, Ontario. Burlington, Ontario. Up in Canada. Um, but anyways, back to the point about the YouTube app. Yeah, I know that it's been a problem over the last week or so because I know Nick was talking. If you remember, Nick was talking about it last week, and I guess people are saying that it's even affecting us here too. So, but hopefully, you guys are still getting the information at least. Of course, apparently YouTube doesn't want to fix its problems because what I heard from Deep Humor, well, now even I haven't watched the video yet. Now they're even banning Deep Humor's video on him reporting about the spam bots. So apparently, YouTube doesn't want to fix their problems. Apparently, for whatever stupid reason. Let's see. Got ya. Yeah, so, let me see now. So, are there like any cons you guys are thinking about going to, even though some of the restrictions going on and then like that? You guys thought about going to any cons recently? You know, even with everything going on with COVID or anything like that. Let's see. I'm going for money is why YouTube won't fix it. In other words, they figured maybe they can squeeze out more money from people. Is that what you're saying? There's one on March 15th in Hamilton. in Hamilton, Ontario. Yeah. Well, well, ATC. Maybe by then all the COVID nonsense will be done and dealt with. But um, so oh, and I'm in my if one's close. I drive like 6 hours to see um like 6 hours to see one. Maybe Bubba Fest if people go. Yeah, yeah. I from what I understand, I think for the rest of the year, most of the cons are only going to be serving very locally. I don't know if they're going to allow people coming from too far a distance because of the whole COVID thing. I've heard many of the now. I always when I was doing my convention previews before, I was telling people they should go ahead and support their local cons. But as I understand it, and it's you're up there in Ohio, you're going down to Tennessee for Bubba Fest. They may not, they're gonna. First off, I know a lot of cons are limiting people from coming in. So I'm in Kentucky. Okay, that makes a little more sense. You're in Kentucky. Um, Mike, why don't you reach out to some cons for sponsorships for the Mikestand? Um, First off, I don't really know too many. I mean, the only people who run a con that I even have any any type of relationship with are, of course, you know, the Knuckleheads, with Kitchener Con, and I have kind of gone on to some of Anime Matsuri's streams before, um, but even though when I was still doing the anime convention previews, not all, the only ones who even acknowledged what I was doing a lot of times when I was covering, conventions was Kitchener, because of everything that was going down with Vic. So, um, but a lot of times why don't I reach out to them? Well, partly because I don't have the relationship with them yet. Um, I myself don't really go to a whole lot of cons, partly because it's pretty expensive. You know, I tried going to cons at least once or twice a year back there in the late 2000s, early 2010s, but then decided to stop going. As I got to know some of the voice actors. Let's say you guys laugh out loud. You're going to have to go so they can hold you on quarantine. Yeah, that's true. That's what's going on with a lot of travel situations. I heard that that's happening if you decide to travel to Japan. I've heard that. In fact, if anything, ATC, I think you're the one who was telling me that too. Because aren't you planning a trip to Japan? I think you're planning a trip to Japan. You were even telling me that they may hold you to get you have to actually add 2 more weeks, and a lot of people don't have to turn a 2 week vacation into a month vacation. I hope all this COVID nonsense dies down. There's a lot of speculation that maybe after the election, uh, because there is a bit of a conspiracy theory that believes that a lot of the reason that the left is really doing a lot of the garbage they're doing is because they're trying to make Trump look bad next year. Yeah, it will likely be next year before all of it does die down. You know, it's one of those things where for these last like 3.5 months, we're just gonna have to endure it. We're just gonna have to just do the best we can, live our lives to the best of our ability, and just hope. Albeit I did hear recently that the hospitalizations here in California are going down. So, um, yeah. Um, Also, ATC. I don't know if any of them would be interested in sponsoring me at this point because I mean I'm not even really in a position to even become monetized on YouTube. I'm not even in a position where I could go into the partner program because I don't have enough. I don't obviously don't have enough subscribers to be a part of YouTube's partner program. You have to have 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have I think something like 4,000 hours viewed in a month. The second one I'm not as worried about. I think that will go. Yeah, I think we can get that up there. But obviously, I'm not even at 100 subscribers yet. I'm at 2 right now, and it's been fluctuating back and forth between in the low to mid 90s. I think I had a high of 95 just a couple weeks ago, but I've lost a few since. So you know, yeah, that 100 block is hard to break. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Tug said that too. Tug said that too. That first 100 is that first 100 is a bit harder to break, but it's not just that though. It's like, yeah, I have like 92 subscribers here, but I really only have like, but out of those 92, I really only have like 5 or 6 of you who are consistently active and participating. Dave just started coming in more and more, like about a couple weeks ago. You guys, anonymity, ATC, you guys are here almost, pretty much almost every day. Batgoat comes in once or twice a week. Woody usually comes in and out. So I mean, it's not just simply a matter of the number of people, but having the number of people participating too. Participating in the conversations and stuff like that. We're up to 5 people. Hey, Bat Goat! Speak of the Bat Goat. Ah, what up, y'all? I'm a little drunk, but I'm here. Hey, hey, evening, Bat Goat. Hey, Anon. Hey, Bat Goat. He just came in. Yeah, so I mean, if I was to consider sponsorship, you know, The only one I could even think to ask at this point might be Knuckleheads, but I wouldn't want to just do that either, you know. Um, Plus, even though I've only recently started, since I just recently started, doing my live streams, you guys know that I've been at this now for what, for like 6.5 weeks because I started the first week of August. Um, yeah, so I just, I've only been at this for a little while here, and I'm happy. I am happy with the results, but when I started doing videos, being drunk is a good thing. ATC, yeah. When I started doing videos, it was a lot of it. I can't, because I've had a YouTube account since 2013, but all I was doing on it up until May of last year was just watching stuff, like watching wrestling, watching whatever I could find, and then last May, with everything going on with the Vic case, I want to become more part of the conversation, so I decided to start trying to do videos. Figure I'd give it a shot. And then I was doing videos for a while, but wasn't getting as many people really watching them. And I went from just doing videos with just titles to having like a full on segment of on the mic, and then decided to do the mic stream. You know, because I figured these live streams would be good because I'm probably better when I'm in a conversation with people than just even though people have said I have a good narrative voice and people appreciate the information I come out with. You know, it's a lot easier to you don't want a lot of dead air on whatever you're watching, whether it's TV or streaming or what have you. You don't really want to have a lot of dead air. Dead air is not a good thing. Um, I'm here to geek out. Give me some news. Yeah, I actually went over a couple articles earlier back out. The long and the short of it was is that so one IDW Publishing will be coming out with a new Transformers miniseries starting in December. Um, Transformers Escape. They're gonna feature Wheeljack and Hound in the miniseries, um, focusing on the building of the ARC program and all that. And then the other piece of news I covered earlier was the other piece of news I covered earlier was some anime news, um, an anime adaptation of a manga called Requiem for a Rose King, which is following the exploits of Richard III during the War of the Roses with a bit of a gender bend. So, uh-huh. Laugh out loud. Yeah, but IDW, they stink. Well, hey, Bat, you're here to geek out. Is there anything in particular on your mind that you would like to ask me or like to talk about? Anything you want to like? Any conversation you want to open the door to? Anything specific you want to geek out to? Any news about the new Master of the Universe figures that are scarce in Walmart across the land? Not that I know of. I don't follow toy collecting quite as closely as the other stuff. I mean, I will promote toy conventions, partly because of their connection to like the cartoon series. You know, yeah, as you know, Hasbro has its own cable channel and all that. Um, but a lot of the information I would have on toys is more connected to the cartoons that they're connected to. So yeah. Yeah, and I know some of you missed it earlier. Dave Marks talked about because he actually did go and watch the Cleopatra movie I talked about last night that I told you guys about last night, and even he said that it stank. So okay, so no, but I will write down 50 or so VAs from Smurfs. We'll chat that up on Friday. Okay, well, that might be a good thing. And I don't have any guests coming in, so I will be opening up the studio to you guys on Friday. So anybody who wants to join me in the studio and get conversations going. P.S. My local brew house is killing it. Yeah. Yeah, I know I've probably heard of a number of those, including June Foray, Lucille Bliss, Hal Smith. Um, I think there were a number of um, well-known voice actors who were part of that. Gonna crack a beer. Be right back. All right. Let's see now. Fantastic. Da, da, da. Fantastic. Hmm. So we are at least beyond the hour mark, so that's good to see. Able to ramble through at least an hour. Yeah, I'm more of a soda drinker myself. So, um, mm, and your peers with you. Oh boy. Yeah, while you guys are drinking it up, I'm the sober one at the party. Anyways, I'll be right back. Gonna go off screen for just a moment here. And back on camera now. Yeah, hopefully you guys will join me on Friday. We can have a good conversation going. Maybe we'll geek out a little bit. Cover some news stories as well. Get your thoughts on some of the news of the day. Any happens to go about. Um, let's see. Oh, back goes back. Let's see what he has to say. My grandson is due in less than a week. My daughter, Princess, can't wait to get this done. I would imagine so. I would imagine so. Carrying around a bundle of joy for 9 months. Granted, I'm a guy, so probably wouldn't know it, but I'm sure most women would tell us that it's the turmoil that they go through is hell on earth, but the end result is probably still very sweet nonetheless. Jeez, man. I have to go to the bank and withdraw some congrats money. Yeah, she could probably use some for necessities. That's probably true. Then 1 week after due date. Yeah. So my son wants a Sig Sauer too. Um, he's a rookie cop. Just just bought a house. It's expensive to be old and retired. Um, well, hey, man, you're a grandpa. You got to spoil those grandkids, right? You're a grandfather. Got to spoil the little ones. You know, cherish those times, my friend. Congrats, DG. Thanks. Yeah, you're gonna have that little bundle of joy bouncing around in your arms soon enough. Gonna spoil them, as you should. Right, guys? Uh, anyways. Hmm. Yeah, so we're now just beyond the hour and 15 mark here. So again, I'll ask this again. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, or is there anything specific you guys have on your mind that you want to ask or anything like that? Give me a break, yeah, yeah. Give me a break, yeah. I sure need one. Give me a break, yeah, yeah. I finally know where I belong. Give me a break, yeah, yeah. Give me a break. I sure do need one. Give me a break. Yeah, yeah. I finally know where I belong. Give me a break. Little Nell Carter, Nell Carter there. Give me a break fame as well as And she was also on Hanging with Mr. Cooper there for a while too. Um, oh, let's see. I will buy my grandson a band band Bandolero NASCAR car. Um, he will be racing by the age of 6. My daughter thinks he's going to be a hockey star. We'll see. Uh, what do they live more up? Do your daughter and son-in-law live more up north? Back out Minnesota. Oh, and that's where you live too, right? So you got your whole family in Minnesota near Nick. You're Nick. You're the neighbors of the Ricadas. Excuse me again. I just gotta go off screen one more time here. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna be back now. Hmm. Let's see now. What? So we're at 119. We're coming up on 120. Um. So are you guys ready for this day in Nietzsche history? My daughter literally texted me and said, "No, Dad, no racing. Laugh out loud." But I have the money. Uh, Yay, history! Yeah, you haven't been on in a while. Back out. So when we've been doing this day in each history, so I'm gonna go off camera for just a moment. Again, sorry guys, I gotta take care of some stuff here. Alrighty then, I'm back now. Always ready for history. Here now. Yep, yep. Here now. So today being September the 16th, 2020, let's look back on this date in Nietzsche history. So got a couple of things tonight I was able to find, and we'll start right here. So on this date, 40 years ago today, the 140th issue of X-Men went on newsstands from Marvel Comics. On this date, 40 years ago today. Um, X-Men issue number 140 went on sale on newsstands. Um, the story was Rage. It was written by Chris Claremont, uh, plotter, penciler, John L. Byrne, and you guys can see some of the other notes there. Rage. So X-Men number 140 went on sale on this date 40 years ago today. Um, so with that, let's go on to the other piece of niche history I was able to find. Again, only found a couple of things today, but run a little short on time too. Um, so on this date in 1990, um, on this date in 1990, which was 30 years ago today, the Adventures of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza made its American debut on this date in 1990. Um, it was originally released in 1989 in Europe, but but on this day in 1990, The Adventures of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza made its American debut on um, on the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera, the syndicated show Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera. So those are the two pieces of niche history I was able to find for you guys today. Um, uh, Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. uh, yeah. Okay. So, so with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you for joining me tonight. I know some of you got in a little late, and Nimity Backgoat, you guys got in a little late. Um, so very cool. Yep. Always enjoy having you guys here. I always ask that you just, you can remember to like and share, and I know you guys do. Um, See if we can get some more people in here, join in on the conversations and stuff. Um, so until tomorrow, guys, I'll see you late. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.